with Noah!
Hey everybody, welcome back to Mic'd Up with Noah. Yet again, we're interviewing another D1 wrestler, Spencer Von Savoy. We already got Coda Holman, Zeth Romney, Luca Wicks, so those ones were good ones, so this one's gonna be a good one. So Spencer, how old are you?
I'm 22.
You're 22? And when did you start wrestling?
When I was 5 years old.
So that was a really long time ago.
Yes.
What's your mindset before a wrestling match?
Yeah, so my mindset before wrestling matches, try to clear my head and not really think about anything too specific. And then when I go out there, I try to let things come to me in the match rather than force things.
And how do you feel after you take a loss?
Yeah, I mean, losses, they hurt, but they're also good because they're good learning experiences and they're good benchmarks to kind of see where you're at with your wrestling style.
What's the most weight you've ever cut?
Quite a bit. I've gone down from 160 to 125, so quite a bit.
Yeah, but did you have to wrestle a lot of good people to do it, or did you just do it because you wanted to go to the 125 bracket?
Yeah, it was mainly to get down to 125. And again, I did this over a good period of time. This wasn't a 1 week cut. It was over the course of going into the preseason.
So now are you back at 160, or are you staying at 125?
I'm gonna stay, I'm not at 125 right now. I'm hanging around 140, but I'm gonna go back down to 125s this year.
What's your favorite wrestling move?
Favorite move? Maybe a lefty single. It's pretty tricky, but it works sometimes.
Would it be good to set up the lefty single, go for the right and then left?
Yeah, I love a good misdirection.
Yeah. And who's the toughest person you've ever wrestled?
Toughest person I've ever wrestled, off of accolades alone, probably Richard Figueroa. But then this year, definitely my toughest match was against probably Nico Provo from Stanford.
Who won, you or Richard?
Richard.
And then what about you and Nico?
Nico.
So that's why they were pretty tough?
Yeah, they're Richard Figueroa is former national champion, and then Nico Provo placed third in my weight this year at the NCAAs.
Have you ever made it to NCAAs?
Not yet.
Not yet, but you're getting there.
That's the goal.
And also, I forgot to mention in the starting, he's a Duke wrestler. Duke's like the top-notch school, right?
It's definitely up there, yeah. We're a top 10 school.
Yeah. Who's the hardest other school you fought?
Penn State for sure.
Penn State?
Yeah.
What are good wrestlers at Penn State that you wrestled?
All of them were good at Penn State, but I wrestled Gary Steen from Penn State. Wrestled him at Southern Scuffle last year.
And what made you want to wrestle? Were you just in your room, writing the story, and then you're like, you know what, I want to do wrestling, or did you get inspired?
So I was inspired. My dad wrestled, and that was my inspiration to wrestle. So he put me into it when I was really young, and I've been doing it ever since then.
And what high school did you wrestle at?
So I wrestled at Oakdale High School and Chaminade.
Which one did you start at?
Both.
Both?
Yeah.
But which
I started at Oakdale. I wrestled for both, started for both, but I started at Oakdale and then went to Chaminade later in my high school career.
How come you went to Chaminade instead of Oakdale?
I felt like the opportunities at Chaminade were going to prepare me for college and the next step that I was heading towards.
Have you ever made it to state?
I did, yeah.
In Oakdale or Chaminade?
Both.
Both? Did you win?
I won a couple matches, yeah. I was blood round at 145s my senior year.
What'd you do to make it to state?
Just constant perseverance and hard work. With enough time and enough practice, you'll get there.
And what wrestling shoes? Oh, yeah, he's not wearing the wrestling shoes.
On the mat, I always wear Inflix because those are given to us by the school.
What about when you're not on the mat? Let's say you weren't wrestling for your team, you were at
Free choice?
Yeah.
ASIC Aggressors. Aggressors are good shoe.
And what color?
Preferably blue, but any works.
And does wrestling help you with life?
Definitely. I think wrestling is such a mental challenge beyond just the physical aspect. And when you get out into the real world, there's going to be difficult things that you have to face, and because you've done that your whole life through the sport of wrestling, I think that helps you combat those things later on in life.
And what's your plan after college?
Yeah, so after college, I would really love to pursue a career in sports business. I'm pursuing an economics degree at Duke, so I would like to go into the sports management, kind of business analytics side of professional sports. That's my dream.
And for all the young kids watching this, what would you say to them to inspire them with wrestling?
Yeah, I would say when I was a kid, there was a lot of times where I would get frustrated, and it's never going to be perfect, but I would say to just push through those feelings and keep in mind the bigger goal at hand. If you have a bad day, you have a bad day, but one bad day does not mean that you have to have a bad year. It doesn't mean that you have to have a bad career. You can back up from that, get away from it, and move forward and continue your growth.
Pretty inspirational. So you guys should follow what he said, okay? With any sport you want to do, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, karate, MMA, basketball, boxing, soccer, baseball, I don't know if I said that. And yeah, that was the interview with Spencer. I'll see you guys on the next one.